This is the third Getting Started recording for Math 152 W01 Fall 2012. In this recording I'm going over the buttons in both Blackboard and my math lab. And we'll begin here with announcements. The announcements is the page you actually see right now. Eventually there will be several more announcements on the page. Assignments. What I've done in the assignment section is I've organized the assignments by week. What I do typically is list what the assignment is, and then I put links to each of the items like the syllabus, the getting started videos, going to my math lab, that takes you straight to my math lab, and then this links you to the lab folder. So that's the way I have it set up by weeks to make it a little bit easier for you to navigate. You can either do it by the week, and like here I've got the assignments. Then I have learning outcomes, and those come straight off the course syllabus or course outline. I tell you to read 2 sections, print the lecture notes that I have a link to. This will take you straight to the materials for Chapter 10. So you'll be printing 10.1 and 10.2, and then you'll go and watch you'll notice how it's set up is I have a lecture note, the recorded lecture that goes with the lecture notes, and then I work some problems from the book that go along with that particular section. So that's the way those are set up. Alright, so we're in Chapter 10. Notice this is also under course materials. It's divided by chapter, so I could get to Chapter 10 there if I wanted to. So assignments again does it by week, and you'll notice there are folders for all 15 weeks. Okay, course information, as I mentioned before, we have a copy of the syllabus. You have the assignment sheet and also testing passes. Later in the semester, when we get ready to take our first and second exams, I'll post instructions on those here as well. Okay, as I mentioned, course materials are the lecture notes, the recorded lecture, and the recorded sample problems divided by, first of all, chapter, and then by section, so you can get to those. Discussion board you'll need for the first lab, and I see I haven't set it up here yet, but I'll create a forum where you will actually go in and provide your self-introduction and then respond to 2 classmates. I'll also have a forum here called Ask the Instructor, which is where you can go to ask questions. So I will be creating that. Here's the faculty information. Includes a little background information on me, my office phone number, my office location that I hope to use for these times, and these are my office hours. And again, the best way to contact me is through email. The Getting Started videos, you are watching the third one of those, so hopefully you know where to locate those. The labs, and we'll take a look at the very first lab that's due the first week. We have the Lab 1, the Student Information Lab. Notice you have the attached file here. You can open it and save it to your computer. What I do recommend is that once you finish this particular one, that you just save it with your last name preceding whatever the lab name was. So an example would be, you could say McCormick Math 152 Lab 1, or McCormick Math 152 Student Information Lab. Now, if you click on the lab name, that brings you to where you will turn the lab in. This tells you the number of points possible. Again, you have the attachment, the original file. So let me open that. You're going to save that to your computer. Takes it a moment to open. Okay, so what you're going to do is provide the information, and that's requested here. And then when you get to this one, indicate where you plan to take your exams. You can highlight the one you're going to choose or erase the ones you're not going to use. Some way indicate which one you're selecting. Your signatures, just type your name there. And this is where you give me your self-introduction, and as I mentioned, you can highlight this and copy it and paste it into Blackboard, into the discussion board. Okay, so once you save it under a new name that includes your name, what you're going to do is browse your computer, find that file, double click on it, and then you can say, Mrs. McCormick, here is my lab, or whatever you want, and sign your name. And last of all, you have to submit it. If you save it as a draft, it will not turn in, so you want to make sure you submit it. Okay, make sure you submit it when you're through with it. So all of the labs work this way. That'll be the way you turn them in, is by saving it to your computer, completing it, saving it again under a name that I can identify as yours, then browse your computer, select it, put some comments in the comment box, and then finally submit it. Okay, so that'll take you through Lab 1. And most of these others work exactly the same way. Second lab, actually, you're going to be going to a website, so you'll want to copy this address and put it up in your address box up here. Okay. And there will be a couple more labs. I just haven't put them up in here yet. My Grades is where your lab grades and your exam grades will be housed. Twice during the semester, I will transfer your average on your quizzes and your homework to Blackboard so that you have an idea of where your grade stands. I'll do that about midterm and also, of course, at the end of the semester. This is, as we pointed out before, a link to my math lab. And then the online assistance button gives you assistance with a number of items. The student help desk, which will help, is where you go to get help with Blackboard. There are a number of tutorials on distance learning student resources. If you go there, when you get ready to go to the testing center, you may want to check that out. Library services you don't particularly need until you get to your group project, so that's there. Smart Thinking is the tutoring that's done online 24/7, and this will take you to the information you need on that on the Germana website. And then Atomic Learning Tutorials are tutorials on things like Word and Excel and calculators and so forth. It's excellent, very brief tutorials, and you may be interested in using some of those. Okay, so that pretty much takes care of the Blackboard site. Let's go to my math lab.